This is a production of KMmedia.pro. Welcome back to Positive Talk Radio. Our goal is simple: to explore evolving ideas one conversation at a time. So come on over into our world. I know you'll like it, because on today's show... And today, by the way, first of all, welcome to Positive Talk Radio right here on KKNW, 11:50 a.m. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday. I hope that if you're driving home from work that it's not terribly painful, but maybe you should ask Eric about that. Eric, I know the weather's good. How's traffic?
It is a rough commute out there today.
Is it really?
Yeah. Wednesdays, have become, the ultimate traffic day for the week, but, we get by.
We have no choice.
Slowly but surely.
Well, you know what that means is that people can hang out in their car and watch the entire show or listen to the entire show. Or if you have the opportunity to be at home on your computer, you can watch the entire show and you can see what Eric looks like. Forget what I look like. It doesn't matter. But it would be fun for you to do that. We're on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all kinds of places. In addition to KKNW. And today, I know Eric is a very efficient at Facebook and Twitter and all those guys. But our guest today is his name is Shawn Dodd, and he's going to teach us how to operate Facebook and Twitter and have a positive mindset around those things so that they don't scare you. And also what the future of social media means for all of us. So I hope you stay with us for the entire show. And with that, Eric, thank you so much. And I'll introduce Shawn. Shawn Dodd is our guest. And Shawn, how are you, sir?
So fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Well, of course, we did a show. It seems like years ago, but it was last week, and you were so engaging and so informative that I had to have you back and to have you touch on the KKNW audience because of social media and all the things that you work around that with. And by the way, if you want to go email him, you can go to Iron Ranger 023. And is that
iCloud.com? Pretty simple. I made it easy.
Gotcha. Well, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Hello, Seattle and everyone around. I love it. I love the Seattle area. When I get up there, the traffic is my favorite thing in the world. And hopefully many of you are in that beautiful, amazing, fantastic traffic, getting some time to check out and listen to this amazing show. I'm happy to be a part of your daily commute.
Aren't you just down in Vancouver?
I am. Yeah, I'm in Vancouver, Washington.
Very good. I love Vancouver, Washington. It's a great place.
Yeah, I had my fun with Portland traffic earlier going to one of my clients, and that was a blast. So I know Seattle is even better. So
it is. And well, Portland has got that bridge, and it's got the only way in and out of town is that silly bridge.
Right.
And so it goes over the Columbia River and stuff. So if you're not familiar with the area, but if you haven't gone down there, go down to Vancouver and hang around. They could use the tax revenue.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm glad that you're here. I wanted to talk to you about now a positive mindset around social media. Can you explain what you mean by that? Because it can be scary for some folks.
Yeah, I think the first thing is to remove the stigma of social media. And I'm the first one to say I was there. And we're talking a little over 2 years ago. My kids come and visit for the summer because their mother lives in Colorado. So they have to come every summer. And I always tell them they get to do one thing that they really want to do with me and tell me what it is, as long as it's within reason. And my youngest says, Dad, I want to do TikTok. And I said, no way, NHE double hockey sticks that I'm going to be doing that dancey thing. And sure enough, he convinced me. I realized I had to be a good steward parent to my kid. And I did TikTok. And sure enough, the first videos I did were the dancey ones, but it was a best time. And then what I realized as I is how many people are, for lack of better words, fake on social media, and how many people were trying to put on a persona just so they could be liked or get the views. And I decided to go the opposite route. I said to my son, let's just be authentic. Let's have some fun. Let's be real. And let's just be who we want to be at that moment. We want to be it. If we want to be funny one moment, let's do it. If we want to be motivational another moment, let's do it. If we want to have fun and just do some risky fashion show, let's do it. Whatever it is we want to do, let's just have some fun with it. And because of that, we've been able to take social media by storm. We've got 850,000 followers across all the platforms, and now I get to teach this to people. Literally, that's why I started my marketing agency, social media marketing agency, just to teach people how to do it and have fun with it, and use it for positive reinforcement and good.
So, in case you are listening and you missed that part that Shawn just said, yes, that was 850,000.
Yeah.
And you didn't always have 850,000, and I'm willing to bet that those are honest ones, right?
Yeah, they're all what I call organic. It means you there's a lot of big businesses out there that know how to pay for those followers, and I've learned that throughout my years. But mine are all just people coming in saying, "Hey, I want to follow that guy," and that it's been great.
It's not only great, it's amazing. Did
Yep.
you think that it would get to that level? Or
Oh, no, I was excited when I had 1,000, 2,000 views early on. I mean, it was crazy to me that I even had that much. And then it just started to grow, and it started to grow. And we had, about a year into it, we had our first million view video. And it blew me away that I actually could go viral. And that was stunning to me. But when I broke it all down and realized it really is simple. It's simple to do because you just need to be a certain way and know a little bit about it, and things come around. So since then, just this last year in 2023, we've had 16 videos go over 1 million views or more, up to 7 million in one. So we know how to work the system, and it's been fantastic. It's just been so much fun to do it. And it's not really about the views for me. It's about how can I help, either I call it the 3 E's, entertain, educate, or add emotion to a post that can strive, your real emotion from it. If I can do one of those 3 things every post, then that's usually what the people need.
I've had the opportunity to talk to actors that are going down the red carpet, or guys that have won awards and got to go up and make a speech and stuff. I've never talked to somebody who's had 7 million views. What does that feel like? Because there's got to be, every time that you refresh your computer, the number changes in a big way.
Mhm.
How, over what time period did you get the 7 million?
I think we hit 7 million from the time we posted in about 4 days. It was, about 6 million to 4 days, and 1 million trickled after that. So essentially what it does is it goes through this loop where everybody sees it, shares it, and it gets real viral. And then that's enough. Everybody, it passed that on to the next thing. But it's kind of fun to watch when you see it go up 100,000 here, 100,000 there, and you're sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, it was just at 2 million. Now it's at 3 million. It wasn't even an hour." It's one of those things that it can be a lot of like, this makes zero sense. And every time I go viral, it doesn't ever make sense on how that is the video that went viral. I've got, like, I have put so much time and effort in some of these other videos, and it's like, those are the ones that actually do the worst. And so the ones that I think are just the most authentic and the most unique, that to you is what people want to see.
By the way, you're the first one I've ever heard use the term 1 million views as a trickle.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been fun. I mean, we've had everything from hardly any views to, like I said, it's a little over 7 million. But for me, it's I'm not chasing the virality. I'm just trying to be the best me I can be and enjoy it. And this is really for me, and a little bit to my son now. Like, he's kind of got bored of it now, so he's on to other things. But I've carried the torch, and it's something I now really enjoy, and I've made a full-time business out of it.
Well, I got to ask you, and you can say it's none of your damn business if you want to, but when you are doing a million plus views, can you monetize it at that point? I mean, do you make any money doing that?
You're not going to make money from the views so much as if you were signed up for the right advertising at that moment. But what it does help you do is it helps you have brands that will come to you and say, will you promote my product, and we'll pay you to promote our product. And that's been a nice little addition to that. I mean, that's how I started making money on social media. At first it was, I get to have this cool watch, for example, or, I get a cool shirt, and it was fun just to get free stuff and just use them on my videos. But then I got home one day and there was 20 packages at my door, and I realized I can't do all this for free. It's too much work. It's a lot of work to do those videos. And so I started charging, and then brands were more than happy to pay. It's not like I'm making hand over fist by any means, and I'm definitely not making any money from the platforms. A little bit from advertising, $100 here, $200 there. But what seems to be the majority of the income that I make now is either from promoting products or teaching people how to use social media with my consulting I do. So I've helped individuals, brands, and businesses learn how to do social media the right way, and that's been such a huge success for me.
When there's something that they talk about, clicks. What are clicks? What do they mean?
Clicks, like in high school?
What? No. Well, they say, well, if you get so many clicks, then
gotcha. Yeah. I was just thinking the fun clicks I used to be a part of. You don't want to
no, a jock or a druggie or something.
Clicks are good. You want people to click on your video and open it up completely, because there are thumbnails to videos that people can see, and they can scroll through the thumbnails to decide if they want to see it or not. Then when they click on it, that is what that means. They clicked on the full video.
And when you are going to talk to a sponsor, and you have somebody that is interested in attaining your audience, have you identified what your audience is, and are you tailoring your videos to that demographic, or do you just make it available for everybody? I mean, open to everybody. Does that make sense?
I do it both ways. So the first thing I want to do is every brand or business that I talk to has a different unique value system and has a unique business model. And my business background taught me to just really dig in and understand who they are as a brand and who they are as a business. And then I want to tailor a video that meets both needs, but the needs of their branding that they're trying to accomplish, and to the audience they're trying to reach, not necessarily mine. I've done video game branding for kids in that aspect of things, but then also for parents. So I was able to not only make it fun for the kids watching it, but for parents, they knew that this was a game that they could trust, for example. And I vet everything personally. I mean, I can't tell you how many things I've sent back to brands saying, I can't do this no matter how much money you pay me. It's just not worth me losing face for it. An example is this one brand wanted me to put this pseudo fake diamond necklace that was $500 for a consumer, but it was completely garbage. And it was maybe 30, you could buy something like that for $30-$40 at a pawn store. So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I have to really be careful with, because it's not about the almighty dollar for me, but I do tailor it to what the brand's needs are. And sometimes it is to my audience, and I just tailor it and make it completely my own, and my own creativity goes into it. And other times the brand needs something very specific, and I meet them in the middle.
So you'll sit down and have a conversation with the brand and say, this is what you want, and this is what I do. And then you'll kind of put it together in a way that makes them happy, because it's important to make them happy, but also something that is within your integrity.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd be surprised at how many brands and businesses. And if you own a company right now and you are trying to create a commercial like you used to see on TV, you're going to die on the vine. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I love you. I care about you enough to tell you that now. All right. So the old way of marketing is dying, and people want to connect authentically to your brand, business, or product, service, whatever it may be. But they can't do that if you're just giving them a commercial. So you have to be able to connect to them either emotionally, you have to educate them, or you have to entertain them. And they have to have one of those three elements. If you do not have one of those three elements within what you're trying to accomplish, you won't make it. And if you just go look at Red Bull, nobody ever sees Red Bull talk about Red Bull, the can. Nobody ever sees them talking about the drink and how it tastes, or because it doesn't taste great, but you get the idea. Red Bull, the reason why they're so darn successful in marketing is they do nothing but just show what the people that they want to be. They show the extreme sports. They show the people doing crazy fun things. They're entertaining, and people want to watch that. And they never ever have to put a can on screen until like the very end, or just their name. And that's the kind of power that people need to understand. And there's a ton of other influencer types, we'll call them. Why are they so successful? You look at them and you just kind of cringe, like, who the heck is this person? And I'd be honest with you, some of my friends cringe at my stuff, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The thing is they cringe because they can't understand why people are connected to them, because they're doing whatever they're doing, but they're creating an audience and a community around them that is loyal to a fault, because they feel they're a part of their daily routine. I have some makeup brands that I work with, and literally one of the ladies who owns the makeup brand is in the mirror every morning for 45 minutes doing her makeup, and she's talking to her audience, and she's telling their audience what she's doing, and she's educating them around her makeup regime, and they love it. They love it. And she grows and grows and grows. She 5 times her sales just doing that. And so the reason why is because people are connecting to her and what she provides for them. And they feel like they're part of their daily routine, because some of them are doing their makeup right along with her.
So is that why some of the commercials, or the theme of the commercials, are changing? Like Aflac has the duck that does silly things, and then Progressive and just a bunch of them. They get out of the box to do something that has nothing to do with insurance necessarily, or what their basic brand is. They want you to feel comfortable with whatever it is as human to human contact. Is that kind of more so?
Absolutely. Yeah. It has to be engaging, entertaining, or educational. If you have those 3, I tell you what, you're really doing something special.
So educate me, if you would, please.
Sure.
How do you take your website, or you go to your TikTok, and you put up this outstanding video that meets the criteria, but you've only got 150, 200 followers? And how do you where do the algorithms come in? Where does all the stuff because I'll give you an example. You were on my show last week, and we put up a little short about what you talked about on that show. And because you shared it, it received well over 1,600 views in like the first 3 days, which is low
Well, for me, good for you.
It was.
Take what we get.
But how do you teach people to get your camera out and to do something, put up a video, and then watch it grow? Because so many of them, as you know, they have stars in their eyes, but they don't do squat when they're on TikTok or Instagram or any of those.
So what any algorithm does is, and they all do it a touch different from each other, but the basic way of looking at it is, imagine a point system is attached to your video. So what will happen is your video will go out anywhere between 50 to 100 different people, not your followers, who they think would like your content. This is someone who says they like a certain type of content that's similar to what you're putting out. They will show that video and judge it and rank it by watch time. So you get let's say you get a full 5 points if they watch the video from start to finish. But if they watch it again twice from start to finish, now that 5 points turns into 15 points. It almost triples, right? And then so on and so forth, and how many times they watch that video. Then if they put a like to it, that's an additional point. If they put a comment to it, that's an additional 2 points. And for every time that happens for that user base, 50 to 100 users, it decides, is it ready to go the next tier? If the answer is yes, it puts it to, and now instead of 50 to 100, it puts it to 200 to 500, and does the same thing and the same thing, and it keeps going. it keeps going to these tiers till it hits certain level modes. And we have, as in the social media marketing, we have different names for them, but eventually it gets to what they call God mode. And they can't even, that's what they can't stop it. It just stops when it stops, right? It stops being shared when it stops being shared. And so there's point systems attached to it in a way in the algorithm. And that's how a lot of people hit the wall. They say, well, I only have 200 views. I can't get past the 200 view mark. Well, that's because your video, no offense, just didn't hit the right audience or at the right time. And sometimes it's all about timing. And I say that very clearly because I will take my videos that I thought would have done well 4 or 5 months ago, and I'll hit them again at a different time and a different day. And those are the ones, and they go viral then. What's the difference between 4 or 5 months ago and now? Nothing really. It's just the timing of when I drop the video. There's a whole lot that goes into it, because there's a lot of people who could be dropping videos similar at the same time, and those are the ones being viewed over yours.
So now, can you drop the same video multiple times over a period of time?
Yeah, and I actually do, for ones that I felt, especially ones I put a lot of time and effort in, I thought would do better. I have a little social media album in my phone. It says Social Media Keepers, and I'll just repurpose it and send it back out there. Maybe a different, sometimes it's just as simple as changing the background music. It really is just that simple. I've literally taken one where I've got 1,200 views, changed the background music, and I had 600,000 views on that same video. The only difference is the background music.
That's crazy. That is amazing. But unless you know these things, it is difficult to just blindly put out videos and hope for the best. So that's why somebody needs to talk to you. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they do it?
Yeah, you could just go to Iron Ranger 023 at any social media platform and message me first. And if it's just a message, hi, or whatever, you're going to go to spam. I'm not even going to talk to you. Okay. I get 1,000 messages a day. But if you have a sincere message, hey, I really want to understand social media, can we talk? I'll book a free 15 minutes with almost anybody. Obviously my goal is to sell them past 15 minutes. Then we talk more and I can consult with you, but I'm willing to give anybody that time. You could also reach out to me at you could a couple different emails, but Iron Ranger 023 at iCloud.com is the simplest. And I'm here for you.
Now, you've been doing this for how long now?
Not even 2.5 years, maybe. We're rolling on 2.5 years.
Do you know anybody else who is as successful as you've been, or are you an outlier?
No, there's plenty of people who are, and sometimes it just takes one video for someone to take off. There's just so many unique ways to do it. The difference with me versus everyone else, let me explain that. The average, we'll call them influencers for lack of better words, they're just doing what they have to do to get by. And I come with a massive business background where I've been in boardrooms with some of the top marketing agents, CEOs across billion-dollar companies. And because of that, I have a business background where honestly, I was doing very well, making good money as an operations and sales consultant with multiple, companies. But what ended up happening for me is I saw the money shift happening with social media and the dire need. It's like the wild, wild west in social media for brands and businesses right now. They're just not sure what to do. And I decided that I needed to be someone who blazed that trail and got on the forefront of this, because all the numbers point to that in 3 to 5 years, social media will be the place that everybody is marketing from. 85% of all marketing dollars will be on social media. That accounts for almost $1 trillion. If you're not on that now, think about it this way. It's only $215 to $220 billion spent this year alone. In 1 year, can you imagine what in 3 to 5 years, it'll be $1 trillion a year. That's an insane amount of money that is heading towards social media, which means if you are trying to build a brand and business and you aren't on social media now, building that following base, it's going to cost you 3 to 5 times the amount to do the same thing in 3 to 5 years. So I see this happening, and I said to myself, I have to be on the forefront of this, and I want to learn how to do this and do it the right way and teach people the right way, because there's so many bogus people who say they know how to do it. out there that are doing it. And there's these other companies who are handing their business, their marketing over to these kids, these millennials and younger, because they say, well, they know how to use it. They're on it all day. It's just not the same thing. So I'm a 44-year-old successful businessman who knows how to do things on multiple levels. And now I'm starting to really see how to do it the right way. And that's what's the difference is for me is I'm taking it to a different platform and I'm helping people with it.
You know, one of the things that I get hit with a lot are these individuals that say, hey, I can take your social media and I can take it to the next level and we can get you so many hits and so many likes and all that. But a lot of that is fake stuff. It's not
Yep.
real. And so you have to be careful about
Yep.
who you talk to and who you give money to work this, because there are algorithms out there that can generate subscribers and views, but they're not real people. Is that right?
Yeah, it's constant. It's actually very, very sad to see sometimes, and it's very easy to tell out there. I mean, I was in a meeting with this business mogul. I won't mention who he is. He had 2.5 million followers on his Instagram, and his first number, I said, "Whoa, what is he doing?" Then I went and looked at his comments. How do you only have 3 comments on average per video? And then I went and looked at his followers, and they're all from a different country, and they all have like 3 or 4 followers of their own, and so they're clearly fake accounts. And he bought these followers with the hope that people would say he's a social media guru and he could sell that. So for me, it was when I saw that, and I was still pretty early in my social media journey. I said to myself, I cannot buy followers. I have to go completely into doing it the right way. And I want to make sure that when I do it the right way, that I can help you, whoever is listening right now, I can help you do it the same way. Create your own brand, create your own community, create your own legacy that people get to see every day. And that's important to me.
So as you've been talking there, I then understand a little bit that a sponsor is going to do the same exercise that you just went through when if you're buying these bots or whatever they are,
Mhm.
and they don't have any real value to them, the sponsor can see that.
Should
Is
be
that
able
right?
to. Well, they can if they know what they're doing, but let's be fair, the majority of them aren't aware of what they're doing. And so they think they see these numbers. They're like, wow, I'm getting these great numbers. Look at how much followers I have and the comments I'm getting. But what they're not seeing is they're not digging into the value. They just aren't prepared to look at what really the reality is. And so you have to really make a decision. Are you wanting more followers just to say you have followers? And if that helps your business? And there are methods to that. But the majority of businesses need real, organic, truthful followers. And let's be fair, social media is a community. It's your community. It's the community you build based on who you authentically are and who your brand and business or individuality is. And I want you to be able to go out there and just be real, and people will follow. You have 8 billion people almost in this world right now. There's a ton of them that would surround themselves with you for who you are or what your brand is to you.
And you don't have to be super sexy, super special. It would be helpful if you're a little funny, I would think.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's part of the reason I think I've been so successful is I make straight men cringe because let's just be fair. I mean, it is what it is. I know how I look, but I also luckily I keep some of them around because I do have a sense of humor. But it's a blast. It's honestly a lot of fun out there, and you can have multiple aspects of who you are. But I've seen looks are nice. You can for everyone, right? If you see someone look nice walk down the street, you're going to look at them, but that's not necessarily who they are. And so I try to combine it all in one nice package.
How easy is it for somebody to gain a level of stardom, if you will, in social media, and then do make a boneheaded move and then get publicity for that boneheaded move, whatever it is, and then lose it all? Is that possible? Does that happen?
Actually is starting to kind of be opposite. If they make a boneheaded move and they get all this publicity, it actually shoots them up higher now.
Oh,
Um,
geez.
And so controversy sells. It's the truth. It's strange, and it's something for lack of better words. But if you can get people to argue on your post about a topic, let's be fair, be smart about it. If you're a brand or business, try to stay away from like politics and the nasty stuff that'll divide. Now that's different. But if you can get people to talk about a topic, an example was there was this weird filter out, and I said I was 60 in the filter. I'm only 44, 43 when I made that video. But I said, hey, I'm 60 because the way the filter made me look. Well, I left it there, didn't think anything of it. And that was one of my viral videos because people were arguing about some people with the filter. I actually kind of looked like I could be a really good looking 60-year-old. And other people are saying there's no way in HE double hockey sticks that he's 60. And it went back and forth. There was one thread had 187 comments on it from people, replying to each other. And it was just insane. I mean, thousands and thousands of people arguing over if I was really 60 or not. When clearly other videos, they just went into my videos, they would have seen I'm 43 at that moment. Like I showed it in other videos. So, but that's just how it goes. Controversy sells. And as long as it's healthy controversy.
Describe healthy controversy versus the other kind, because right now we've got a lot of other controversy, and I did want to also couple that with we're going into 2024. We've got an election coming up. We've got a lot of division within the country. How is that going to play with social media, do you think?
I mean, people will use it, and they will use it in order to get followers or use it to get their voice heard. The problem with social media and the way our internet works right now is anybody can say anything and act like it's true, and you're not 100% sure if it's truth or not. And then you'll even see news articles written about that person's comments because it went viral. And it doesn't necessarily mean that's actually what happened. And but it's the days of vetting have gone way down. I mean, if you go back just 20 years, it would have been vetted before it was put out there in the news. Now you're looking at it, it's just if it's viral, it's out there because people want to be attached to that virality. And so I caution people with that because the pendulum will swing back the other way. And we want to make sure that you're not on the other end of that pendulum and it's going to whoop you in the backside.
Well, and the other thing is there has to be a little bit of integrity. And if you're just out there putting up whatever content, gentleman by the name of Mr. Jones, I'm not going to use his first name because I don't want to get sued, but is that type of an individual where he just put up whatever he thought could get the most views or the most clicks or whatever it was, and that's not a good thing to run I don't think that's good for to run your life like that.
Right. I would rather have, 10 engaged followers than 1 million unengaged views. So for me, it's really important that I have people who are engaged, build a community the correct way. And the community is mine. It's mine. It's ours. It's our tribe. We all kind of come together. It's fun. I have a brands and business group right now that's over on Instagram. I've got 150 brands and businesses on Instagram. Then that anybody can join, by the way. We literally just charge $150 and anybody can join that brands and business group and everybody will go and talk about your post. What's fun is with Christmas coming up, they're all buying from each other. It wasn't even intended that way. We got a watch company that literally selling more watches to the brands and business group than they are anybody else but it's just this viral community that I've built of brands and businesses who are just rooting for each other, uplifting each other. And by doing that, there's two things that are happening. They're increasing their social presence, which means if people look them up on their social media, they're seeing really good comments and interaction from real businesses, real human beings. And they're also, because they're getting those comments, they're being boosted up in that algorithm. So now their business isn't seen by that 200 or whatever mark it is of death. They're being put into thousands of views, opportunities because of that. So it's a really neat thing that I've created. And I really just because I started it because I was starting to feel guilty. Like if I got paid for this shirt, I got a cool shirt and I got money for the shirt and I gave them a video in return. And I never talked to them again. Well, I said, let's change that and let's try to figure out ways I can help them be seen more, and created this group that we can all get together and share ideas.
Well, that's one of the things that I've learned in doing radio that I try and stand against, but you tell me if I'm being silly or not. But I like to believe in the products and services that I advertise.
Mhm.
And if I don't want to advertise with them just for the money.
Absolutely.
Um, because I believe in their work and I believe in what they're doing and stuff. So, but there are other folks that take a different viewpoint, which are if you give me money, you are the best shirt in the world until somebody else gives me money and then they're the best shirt in the world. I
Sure.
I think that's ingenuous or disingenuous. What do you think?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it can be. I mean, the thing is, there are changes. An example would be I worked with a company with a shirt. Let's just start shirts. They had really good T-shirts, and I loved them. And I said, "This is a great business." And then another one came by that custom built T-shirt for me to me, and it was the same price as the ones that I just promoted a few months prior. Like, well, this is crazy. This is actually the best shirt. So it does change. But for me, yes, it's important to have authenticity in my post. If I say I like something, it's why I like it. And I have promoted obscure products that I never would ever thought were worth it, but because I believed in the individuals behind it, and I vetted them personally, that was what was more important to me.
There was one video that I saw about a product that took, condiment bottles and turned them upside down so
Mhm.
that they were easier to use. Do you remember that video?
Yeah, yeah, flip it.
Oh, that's what it's called?
It's called flip it. Yeah.
Ah, and that was really well done the way you did it, and somebody else came in and you showed, you took that and you put it on a hot dog and then it was on like a hard boiled egg or something like that, and it
Mhm.
was fun because you were it wasn't about that so much as it was you were having fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, what's funny right now is my top clients are the ones that I personally love. Love their products, love who they are as individuals. I mean, I can say my clients like one of them I just love Tikva. It's a heart health supplement, and I just when he approached me to take it and use it, I said okay, and gave me a 3 month supply. My blood pressure literally went down, my cholesterol went down, and I did nothing different in my life except for take this product. It completely baffled me on how much it went down. So I believed in it wholly. So I called him and said, I want to do your social media for you. What do we have to do? What's your budget? And that's what I've done. I've been doing his social media for him ever since because the last month because of it. But so for me, it's about believing in a product, believing in a service, and getting behind them and helping them out with that. And that's what I care about the most.
Okay, now I got to get into the real tough part.
I love it.
You're a marketing guy, and you're terrific at what you do in social media. How would you, if you, now I don't know, I don't know that we talked about this. Do you have a podcast? Do you want to have a podcast?
I'm no podcast yet. I'm not sure I have time for it yet, but maybe in one day possibly.
So there are, near as I can find out, 300,000 active podcasts, maybe over a million around the world. How do you stand out and get noticed if you are a podcast and get it out there? Have you done any research on that?
Yeah, I think for podcasts, the thing is you have to be the best of all worlds, and you have to have the right social media presence. You have to have the right marketing, getting it out there, and you have to have the right community that follows you. Look, I think the number one thing that podcasters are missing is they're not giving a call to action. And I hear me out when I say this. So it's the same as videos. At the end of a podcast, you say, "Thanks so much, appreciate you guys. Talk to you later." Look, I need you guys to share this out there. We cannot move forward without you. So please share it out there. Have some fun. Come up, let people know we're here. Try to share this to 5 of your friends. Give them like a specific thing to do, call to action, and people will do it. But most podcasters say, "Hey, no offense, I'm going to use your name, but I'm Kevin McDonald today. Thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you later," and they're out. And well, your viewers are like, okay, and now they're on. As soon as you say you're out, within 5 seconds, a viewer or listener is now doing whatever they're doing. That's not you. They might think about your show and it might come up in conversation later on, but they're not out there getting out. Hey, I really like that show with Shawn Dodd today. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and I am going to text 5 of my friends that they have to listen to this show. I'm gonna let them know that it's out there. I'm gonna let them know that they need to go check it out, because I really think I know a friend who's struggling in marketing and business right now, and that Shawn Dodd guy really knew what he was talking about. I really want to send that out there. And that's how you do it. So if you are listening to this right now, look, Kevin has got the best radio show out there right now. He's got a podcast and a radio show that is positively influencing people across this world, not just in the Pacific Northwest, not just the nation, the world. We need to show that Kevin is out there in every level, but we need your help. You know someone that needs to hear Kevin's voice. And because there will be a guest, or Kevin himself will resonate with that person, and it could change their very life, could change yours. So go out there, text someone. They need to listen to Positive Talk Radio with Kevin McDonald, and especially let them know that Shawn Dodd, SHAWN, Dodd show is the best you've ever heard. And that's how that works. It's like, come on, community, I need your help. If you're listening to this today, it's because you were divinely meant to. You're either stuck in traffic, you had something going on, you meant to listen to this without realizing it. Now, let us help change your life. Let us help move you into a purpose that could be life-changing, or could just educate you with one thing that you might have missed. That's what we need you to do today. And that's what I'm asking you to do, is go and get this, share this out. Positive Talk Radio. We appreciate you.
And that there is Shawn Dodd. And amazing. Go ahead.
That's how you do it. No, and it's not necessarily even that. I really meant it. I felt genuine within it. And that's the thing. If the listeners hearing that felt that genuine, they felt that authenticity, and they want to put it out there because of that authenticity. That's the difference. There's a lot of people out there, they're doing it just to entertain or doing it to get the clicks. You can weed those out. You can hear them. You can feel them every day. They're just in it for that. When you come at them with an authentic belief system and true conviction, and ask them to do something, people will do it. Not everybody, but a lot of people will. And that's what it takes. That's how it starts. The snowball has to start down the hill somehow.
I couldn't agree with you more. And it's important, because if you listen to this show on a regular basis, then you know that the reason I do this show is to bring people like Shawn Dodd to you, because it's important for you in your life to have another resource, another way to do something better. And that's why, Shawn, I really love having you on as a guest, because you're so talented at what you do, but you're also very grounded, and you care for people, and it shows.
Yeah, I think for me, it's, starting from everything. Like, I've got more horror stories in my life than you do. I can almost promise, not everybody, but a majority of people out there. I mean, I've been through everything you can think of, from abuse to, relationship issues, to being, in war and shot. And we could talk about everything. And I think what happens within those horrors, those painful moments, is a reality of humbleness, that I am still here for a reason. And maybe that reason's you listening right now. Maybe that reason is for someone else out there that needs me, but I'm living my life intentionally, and I'm so grateful for it. And I think that gratefulness is what drives me. If I wake up thanking the fact that my eyes woke up every single day, because look, I could give you $1 million, or I could tell you could wake up tomorrow morning. Well, you could have only one. Which would you choose? Everybody would choose waking up in the morning. Right. So you are already more value. You already have more value than you even understand by waking up every morning. Use it for something. You are one of only almost 8 billion people in the world. I mean, that's such a miracle within itself.
And by the way, he goes by Iron Ranger. There's a reason why Iron Ranger, because he was a Ranger for, I believe it was 7 years. Is that right?
Army Ranger for 7 years. And then what's cool about it is I was in the mechanized unit as well. So I got all the top qualifications in the mechanized unit, and what we call Top Gun, the version of a Bradley fighting vehicle, like for a jet. But I was Top Gun and everything in Bradleys. But then I had the ground unit, which was the Army Rangers, in the top 2% of the military, right? So having both, I was very unique at that time in the military. Nobody really had both those. So that's where my commander gave me the call sign, Iron Ranger. And so Iron Ranger stuck.
And I really appreciate the fact that being in the Army, when you are deployed, you don't necessarily. My son's in the Air Force, and he will openly admit that they're pampered. And the
Yeah.
guys in the Army are the ones that actually dig where they're going to sleep that night,
Yep.
and
Done that.
the other guys get air conditioned little houses and stuff.
So true. They actually get paid more when they're on an Army bases if they have to live on an Army base because of substandard cost of living. Yeah, and it's so funny. Substandard living.
And first of all, thank you for your service, and you are, and see, and that's the thing, that we've gone through this whole show and we haven't mentioned that yet. And so there's somebody out there going, oh dang, I guess his life wasn't all rainbows and sunshine all the time, that he actually had to go through some stuff to get to where you are. And we all do that, don't we? To some
Yeah. It's just about being intentional with your life as well, though. It doesn't matter where you're at right now in life. You can get better, and you can take that next step. And it's not just even social media we do. I mean, I have a whole army of positive, influential people that are willing to wrap their arms around you. And that's why my community is so successful on social media, is because we are a tribe that will only allow you to be better every day. And that and you'll love yourself for it. And I just think that's the new way that our world needs to go. Bump the politics, remove the thought processes of negativity, and wake up every morning grateful to be here and work tirelessly for yourself to and better yourself, because when you make yourself better, the people around you get better too.
That is so true. Your vibrational level goes up, and so does theirs. And you can actually change. Did I say change? Yes, I meant change. The 7-generation cycle that happens in a lot of families. If you go back generations, there may be drug issues, or there may be alcoholism, or there may be certain behaviors that need to go away and stuff. So there's that saying, I can't remember who does it, but be the change.
Yeah.
That change, if you change your life, you will change your children's lives, I guarantee you. And that's an important aspect of who you really are. And so, and that's why, talking to someone like Shawn, you're my hero.
I'm not trying to be anybody's hero. I'm just trying to be the best version of me I can be every day. And but I'm doing that knowing that if I take care of myself and I really work hard on myself, that will impact other people around me. And that's what I want for everybody listening right now. That's what I want for them, is I want them to just take care of themselves. I'm not asking them to call me. If they want to call me, I'm available. But what I'm asking for is them to take care of themselves at their highest possible being, and upgrade every day who you are. And yeah, you'll have your down days. That's okay. You still have the ability to take the next step. Sometimes one step back helps you get 2 steps forward. Remember that.
So when are you going on your motivational speaking tour?
Oh, I would love to. It's honestly, if I had to pick any job in the world, it'd be a motivational speaker. It's just something I feel very, very passionate about, but it's very crowded. And again, there's a lot of fake motivational speakers out there. But
no, really?
And so for me, I just figured I will just use the platform in which what I was given. It was, for whatever reason, social media has been graced upon me. And so I'm using that as a starting point. And who knows where I'll end up in 5 years? We might be having a whole different conversation. But I think for right now, as I trust in myself to know that I will take myself to the right way, the right place I belong, and I'll guide myself in the right way. And I'm surrounded by an army of people who won't let me fail.
That has to feel comfortable, and that has to feel good.
It does indeed. And I want that for everyone. And I could teach that to anyone who needs it. All they have to do is reach out.
It's pretty remarkable. And again, we're talking with Shawn Dodd, that's Dodd, and Shawn, the American way to say it, not the original Irish way.
Yeah, it's funny.
So
I always people say the SEAN is the right way to spell Sean, and I agree. There's no greater battles than between the war of the name of Sean, how to spell it. But I said the Irish were always drunk. That's why they said SEAN. So
yes, and
I'm technically Irish, so I can get away with it.
exactly true. And again, if your website, if somebody wants to go there.
AIAsocialmedia.com. AIA for the law of attraction, intention, and assumption. So AIAsocialmedia.com.
And you have got a wonderful partner that works in the business as well. And one of these days, they're going to have to come on the show.
Yeah, you got to get her on the show. She will blow your ever-loving mind. I mean, she is incredible what she does, and she's the only one in the world that works with antithesis realignment. I want to make sure I say it right. And she helps people in ways I mean, I couldn't even fathom to explain right now.
Well, one of these days I'm going to have to. I'll reach out, and if you'll put in a good word for us, I'd appreciate it.
You got it. Done. That's easy to do.
Very good. And if you want to find out more about you and the work that you're doing for marketing with people and to help them, because everybody that I know that is in working with social media, at one point they get like the deer in the headlight look, and it's kind of like, I don't know how to get it done. I don't know who and what the algorithms are and all that kind of stuff. So it's your system sounds very, very easy, and you just do it and you take care of it, right? I guess.
Yeah, I make it look easy. There's a lot of work that goes behind it, of course. But that's the whole point. Is my goal is to break it down so anybody that works with me, it feels easy to them. It doesn't at first, but eventually it becomes that way. I promise.
Well, I'm just really am pleased that you're here and have taken the time to see us. So, how many videos do you have now that have hit over the million mark? Is it 13? Or do you even keep count anymore?
Yeah, I'm past 16. So just this year alone, there was 16. So I would say we're probably closer to 20 something videos that I've had over 1 million, depending on what platform they're on. But some are Instagram, some are TikTok. It just depends. I've had a few on Facebook, kind of hit a couple times too. So I literally had to restart a Facebook page because it got hacked. I learned how to get away from hacks because of that. But that's how it works.
So now, which one, the famous TikTok versus Instagram wars? Who is the best one? Which one should you go on?
Oh, it depends. Both. You need to be on both for different reasons. So sometimes I'll post the same thing from TikTok and Instagram, but honestly, TikTok becomes more playful. It's a little bit more community organized in my mind, where Instagram's a little bit more put together, educational. There's a little bit, neater flow to it because the algorithms are very different. But I tell you, it's fun where I think a video will go viral on TikTok and it doesn't hit very well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try my luck on Instagram and then it'll just blow up, or vice versa. It does happen both ways. So it's pretty funny how it works. I just think for everyone, they need to have a strategy. And then there's so many versions of social media out there. It's like, you need to find the best one for you and your business or your individuality that you can rely on. And there's a different combination for everyone. Some people need to put in themselves with LinkedIn and Instagram only. Other people need to have the TikTok. I recommend TikTok highly because the amount of growth it's having is absolutely insane. It'd be almost silly not to be on TikTok right now.
Well, I heard something about it being from China and the government had concerns and that kind of stuff. Is any of that anything to be concerned about?
Okay, look, if China wants to come and get all my information, they're not going to be able to do much with it. So, for me, so it's like, what are they going to do? I'm not too worried about it. No, honestly, I hear different things every day, but what I see and what I personally know about my security is I'm completely secure within the app and I feel good about it. Now, I'll let the government do what the government wants to do, but it's pretty funny when you follow the money that is invested heavily in Meta versus some of those people who are saying it's wrong. And that makes you kind of go, But I mean, I'm not a politician, and I'm not here to understand the deep ends of the deep state and all that stuff. That's not my job. What I do is just try to provide value every day on every platform that I'm on, and TikTok is one of those platforms. I hope it stays around because of that, because it's the platform that changed my life. However, if it doesn't, I'm okay with that. I'll be fine. I will still create value in every way I can.
And you will be successful in many ways.
Absolutely. Because I choose to be.
Because you choose to be.
Yep.
Again, we've been talking with Shawn Dodd. He gets 1,000 emails a day, so there's no point in putting out his email.
You can it's more the comments. It's like when people just say hi or what's up, sexy, or whatever. Those are the delete. I don't even read them. But when people are actually talking to me about, the comments that really in my videos, the ones that people can tell, like, I really liked it when you did this, or I really like that editing that you did, or whatever it may be. That's the stuff I like the most. And it means a lot to me because I put a lot of hard work into it. So it just depends on, those are the comments I read, but you can message me on Instagram. You can message primarily on Instagram. TikTok's harder to do, but you can message me Instagram, Facebook, wherever you need. And if you have a valuable comment, I will read it.
Thank you, Shawn. I appreciate having you here. It's been a great show, and I hope you've learned something. And I hope that you'll do this for me, please. If you do nothing else, be kind to one another, because each other's all we've got.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you Friday at noon.